Hello, I'm Emily, and welcome to step 7, the last step of the I Eat What I Need process. And this step is called balance. And for me, this step is about the practice of being good enough and just feeling good enough. And for me, the work of Brene Brown was really helpful in working this step. She introduced me to the mantra, I am enough, and I use that a lot. And I did use that for quite a long time, actually. I wrote it on all my mirrors, I am enough, I am enough. And it's about moving away from perfectionism, moving away from kind of black and white thinking. So, if I can't do this, then it's all wrong, or if I can't eat to hunger all of the time, then everything is wrong. It's about cultivating a balanced, comfortable practice of doing your best to eat what you need in ways that actually you find manageable in your life. So I don't believe, for me, I don't believe in these kind of giant aha wake up moments when everything in your life changes. I know for some people that's true. For some people, maybe, for an example might be, for example, someone who wants to quit smoking, they go and have one hypnotherapy session or 2 or 3, and then boom, they've quit smoking and their life has changed forever. Some people might experience transformation like that in a very dramatic way. For me, with my eating journey, it's not been like that. And so having a balanced approach, I think, means approaching everything, every person that you meet, every book that you read, every podcast that you listen to, every kind of video that you listen to, as something interesting to explore, something that could help you, that could support you. But nothing, I think, is going to be the be-all and end-all cure kind of blanket. You're not going to find, I haven't found one thing that has cured me, or one practice, or one person, or one guru that's given me the key to unlock the mystery of why I eat in this way or why I can't eat in that way. So balance is about treading the middle path which says, you know what, I wasn't really able to eat to hunger today completely, but I was able to spend some time in my belly space and kind of feel what was going on there, and that was a win for me. Balance is about spending maybe 5 or 10 minutes with your meal and with your dinner consciously, and then maybe the last 5 or 10 minutes with a tablet, with an iPad, with technology, with a screen. So maybe not being able to stay with your eating experience for the whole meal, but doing it for half of the time. Balance means, rather than deciding to go out and run every single morning, finding moments in your day where you can be out in the fresh air, walk, breathe, move your body comfortably, with ease. It's when you think you should run, walk. When you think you should only eat to hunger, experiment with what hunger feels like for you. When you think you should be doing yoga every day, do tiny little moments of embodiment, of body awareness, breathing into the chest space, breathing into the belly space, touching the ground with your feet in a quality of kind of curiosity. What does it feel like to touch the ground with different parts of my feet? It's tiny little moments where you can practice something that feels healthy and supportive, something that connects you with your body, something that connects you with how you feel, something that connects you with the food that you're eating, without an expectation of it being perfect or complete or that it's going to cure you or sort you out, without any expectation at all, actually. So balance for me is the step that kind of brings all the other 6 steps together and invites you to practice the other 6 steps while remembering that you're an imperfect human, that you will struggle, that you won't do everything completely 100% totally, that you'll forget and you'll fall off the wagon and you'll kind of climb back on again, and that's okay. And this very sort of spiraling journey of recovery is a very messy, imperfect one, and that's really okay. And for me, inviting balance into my life is about learning what are my tipping point moments. You know, when can I catch myself before the fall? Before the overwhelm comes, can I quickly get a moment of self-care or self-inquiry in there, something that will stop me from falling quite so drastically? So let's say the warning signs that maybe a headache or a migraine is coming. How can I sort of tip myself back into balance to prevent that happening? If I feel a binge coming on, if I feel, that sort of gnawing feeling of, I need something to take the edge off here, can I get back in touch with myself and work out what's going on here? What's underneath this gnawing feeling of needing to get out of myself? Can I kind of give myself moments throughout my day to spot check what's happening, what's going on emotionally, what's going on in the body, what's going on in my environment? How can I bring myself back to a state of balance when I can feel myself slipping into disordered eating, or self-attack, or this kind of catastrophic thinking of, and that is really, really common, I think. I've heard that a lot from other people that I work with, that it's so easy to fall into the trap of, I've started, so let's go for it. I've had some food that I don't deem to be healthy. I've had some bad food, let's say, let's just go for it, let's go mad. That's where the binge comes from. Some people talk about sort of pressing the F it button, the button that says, anything goes, come on, let's go for it, let's go mad. And that's okay. If that happens, that's okay. It's not to berate yourself if that happens, if overwhelm just takes over and things get out of control. But as my practice deepens, as my process deepens, what I notice is that the process helps me to catch myself before things get too bad, and then my eating reflects that. My eating reflects that by being generally a bit more manageable and a bit more comfortable when I lower my expectations of myself. This is the weird paradox, I think, that you would think that really high expectations of yourself would mean that you would kind of motivate or push yourself to achieve. So let's say, my goal is to only eat to hunger and always eat mindfully and only eat, pure unprocessed food. That's a really, really high expectation of myself, to do that all of the time. And what I've noticed is that with lowering my expectations, actually not having any expectations of myself at all, actually, the only expectation I have is that I stay true to my values. And my values are honesty and being authentic, being respectful to my body and to the earth. And if I lose track of those values, then I need to find out why and find out where I got lost along the way, because those values are important to me. It's important to me that I don't hurt my body. I don't want to hurt my body in the way that I live my life. So if I do end up hurting my body, that's not an opportunity for me to berate myself and tell myself what a bad person I am. It's an opportunity for me to look at my life and to ask myself how I could bring myself into balance with the other steps. Do I need to spend more time in my body? Do I need more rest? Do I need more awareness? Do I need to kind of be looking? Do I need to be journaling a bit more, maybe? Do I need to be making more of an effort to create space between the thoughts that I'm having and these very habitual actions that I'm doing? It's an opportunity to take stock. If I feel myself that I'm out of alignment with my values, I need to take stock and bring myself back to that middle ground of doing just enough to stay well, not ecstatically well, not perfect, not cured, but just enough to stay well and to feel like my life is flowing and my eating feels reasonable. I really like the word reasonable, and I feel that's often when I describe kind of a good period of what feels comfortable for me. I would describe that as reasonable eating that doesn't hurt my body, eating that is good enough. That might mean for me a bit of overeating, a bit of maybe undereating, a bit of processed food, mostly non-processed food, a few cravings here and there. But it feels like something that I can work with, something that I can flow with. It feels reasonable and it feels balanced. And that is very much defined by the person, by you. That feeling of this feels reasonable to me, this feels okay, that is defined by you. So your balance and your kind of homeostasis will be very unique to you and will change over time. You might find that for a few months you're eating in a certain way and that brings you into a certain balance and certain alignment, but then something changes in your life and you need to reassess and you need to adapt, and that's really okay. And that is the beauty, I think, of the process, is that it's not a static thing, it's not a prescribed thing. It's something that is living and breathing and shifting and changing. And that's the thing about balance. It's not about achieving a point of, okay, I'm here now, let's stop. It's about flowing, moving up and down and working with the ever-changing currents of life. So if you're feeling out of balance with your eating, my invitation to you would be to have a look at your environment, start to notice the food that's surrounding you, notice the behaviors that you're engaging in, maybe without realizing or without wanting to, and ask yourself, how would I create more freedom and more choice? If I could choose, what would I be putting in these spaces? What food would I be choosing to eat? When would I be choosing to eat? How much would I be choosing to eat? If I could do this more consciously with more awareness. Awareness is the key here. There's until we wake up to the reality of how we're living our lives, we have no opportunity to change anything. So, and we can wake up any moment that we choose to. We don't have to wait till Monday morning to wake up to the reality of how we're living and how we're eating. We can choose to wake up now in this moment. And I think the fact that you are watching this and shows that you're choosing to wake up to the reality of your life and of your eating. And that's a really brave step. That's a really brave first step, and a really good way to bring yourself into a more reasonable phase of eating and a more balanced way of eating. Because without that first step of awareness, of waking up, of noticing what's going on, we can't move forward at all. So be careful of perfectionism, be careful of black and white thinking, be careful of pressing the F it button, and and be open to just being good enough, noticing the tiny little moments of triumph, congratulating yourself for those tiny moments of space that you created, for those tiny moments of ease. Any tiny decision that you make, or any tiny little new behavior that you feel is moving yourself in the direction of balance and comfort, you can say well done to yourself for that. Really, really well done. Until you start to have a practice that feels really, really good for you, and you gravitate towards the practice because it's feeling good. It's feeling good for you to create space between your thoughts and the act of eating. It's feeling good for you to be kind to yourself. It's feeling good for you to spend time in your body. It's feeling really good for you to eat foods that bring you nourishment and health and wellness. It's feeling really good for you to just tell yourself each day, you know what, I'm good enough. I'm just good enough. Actually, I'm okay as I am, and I'm doing okay. It's not perfect. It's not cured. The process is not finished. I'm not done, but I'm okay. So knowing that you are good enough, and knowing that you are enough as you are today, now, and today, now, this moment is a beautiful starting point from which to very gently and very incrementally grow and develop with this new awareness that you are cultivating. So well done, you. And I hope this series of videos has been helpful for you. And if you'd like to know more, please get in touch with me or my mum Jan, or at our Facebook community, www.facebook.com// I eat what I need, or on our blog, or by email. We're running groups and workshops, both in Brighton and in Colchester. So we're doing what we can to reach out to you as a community and to give you what you need so that you can eat what you need. So, because we're doing our best to do that too, to eat what we need. So much love to you all. Thank you.